So here we are, 3 years down the line. You're effectively at the end of your university career. You've captained the side, you've reached the pinnacle, you've also tasted defeat in the final. The hundreds of hours of training, physio, the rehab, the injuries, the hospital appointments. At the end of the day, was the pain, risk and injury really worth it?
1 year ago, the University of Durham rugby team achieved the rarest of prizes, completing the perfect season, remaining undefeated on their way to lifting the trophy at Twickenham. This year, the team remains largely the same, and under the guidance and leadership of Josh Bayford, the third-year finalist, the team attempts to defend their title on the road back to Twickenham.
Does it not worry you that you could become hurt or even paralysed at some point?
Sometimes, but I think really you just got to push those thoughts to the back of your mind, really just get on with it. And maybe if you're returning from a serious injury, it might be a bit of a concern, but the reality is it's a pretty fast-paced contact sport and you just got to get on with it and man up.
Yeah. Critics, man. Critics never got nothing nice to say, man. The one thing I notice about critics, man, is critics never ask me how my day went. Well, I'm gonna tell them.
At the end of the day, rugby players appreciate the risks better than anyone when it comes to the rugby field. Obviously, unfortunately, injuries are part of the game, as they are part of most sports, especially contact sports. But if you adopt the right mental attitude for a match, then injuries don't tend to happen. The criticism that rugby gets in that sense, I don't think concerns the players too much at all.
Having seriously injured his knee during a game mid-season, Josh was forced to sit out of the business end of last year's successful campaign. On his return in the off-season, Josh was handed the captaincy, a sign of his commitment, conformity, masculinity and respect. I interviewed Josh just days after completing his rehabilitation and asked him about both his relief at being able to play again and his new role as captain.
So how does it feel to be back on the pitch after your...
Oh no, yeah, I'm buzzing. It's a real relief more than anything to get back. You spend a lot of time sat on the sidelines watching things and you feel like things are sort of passing you by. It can be quite frustrating. Obviously there were worries about re-injuring myself. That's always a concern, and what comes with that is sort of the worry that I wouldn't be the same player I was before I had serious injuries and operations. But that just I've sort of learned to be a bit philosophical about it and know that that'll come with time. The confidence as my confidence grows in my game.
What were your initial reactions when you first got injured? How did you feel?
When I realised the full extent of my injury to my knee, I did go through several stages. Initially a bit of denial, sort of trying to tell myself it'd be okay. I got invited to an England trial, and despite being barely able to run, I decided I could try and convince myself that I could still give a decent account of myself and possibly get selected. And I think that combines, a little bit of desperation. And then when I sort of came to the gradual realisation of the full extent of the problem, there was a bit of depression. And then eventually I accepted it and realised that I'd have to rehabilitate myself.
Do you think the decision that you made to carry on playing last season when you were injured contributed to the fact that you're now captain?
Yeah, no, I think so. I think it perhaps in one sense sort of proved my commitment to the team, the commitment that I have to the lads, and no one could really question my motivation when I ran for captain. My coach, after consulting my physios, definitely encouraged me to carry on, finish out the rest of the season. You get to a certain level of rugby and the commitment levels are high enough that they are at this standard, the university standards and above. I definitely think that most players would do that. The pressure to play builds and builds as you get to the higher levels, because games perceived to matter more and more. So that definitely, the conformity does increase.
Training is a crucial time, both in the weight room and out on the pitch. Bonds are formed and strengthened, and a trust between the players is established, without which winning would be impossible.
Training's going well, the boys are working really hard. It's been pretty tough, a few sore bodies here and there. But, yeah, there's always risks in training.
Midway through the season, I caught up with Josh to discuss the team atmosphere and ethic, with their unbeaten record still very much intact.
You know, if there's minor injuries, dead legs here and there, minor injuries, you know, they can still be pretty painful. Lads will get the mickey taken out. You know, if they're sitting out of training, sat on benches, they'll get put on a stick, you know, they'll get called soft, that kind of thing.
So what sort of things do you do as a team?
Oh yeah, there's always stuff we do outside of training. You know, we always go out after a match, spend a bit of time together outside of rugby, going on socials, perhaps going to the pool. We're taking part in a talent show, and yeah, we did a photo shoot for Team Durham. That was quite a lot of fun. Plenty of banter flying around. Sort of probably as professional photographers that taking photos of us in full kit. It was quite a lot of fun to do, a bit of a different experience. Very nice to spend and take the piss out of some of the lads.
Like the team they were attempting to emulate, the Durham Firsts finished the season undefeated and booked their place at Twickenham for the second year in a row. The day of the final came and went, but this time Durham were defeated, and the unbeaten run had finally come to an end.
So it's only a few days after the final. Obviously the result didn't go the way you planned. We're here where you played the majority of your games for Durham over the last 3 years. Can you just put into words the experience of the last few days?
Yeah, obviously a massive build-up, emotionally and physically, towards that single game. So when the result didn't go the way we planned, you know, the feelings after the match, you know, it's just, the word that comes to mind is just deflated, really. You know, you sit in the changing room and not really sure what to do with yourself, don't really know what to do, just feel really dejected, really.
So here we are, 3 years down the line. You're effectively at the end of your university career. You've captained the side, you've reached the pinnacle, you've also tasted defeat in the final. The hundreds of hours of training, physio, the rehab, the injuries, the hospital appointments. At the end of the day, was the pain, risk and injury really worth it?
Yes, definitely.
In spite of 3 years of gruelling physical exertion, a humbling cup final defeat, and a multitude of serious injuries, it is clear that Josh is more committed than ever to the rugby ethos that he has conformed to throughout his time at Durham University. The players are well aware of the risks, and to them, injury is simply an inevitability, an obstacle which needs to be overcome in the pursuit of victory.